Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us for our first general membership meeting of the league year. I hope that in advance of the meeting that you took a glance at our River Road recipe menu that featured some delicious snacks for you to enjoy in the company of your home. Before starting, as we begin to start our meeting, I would like to go ahead and welcome Tristy Sharpenshay, our president-elect, to the podium to lead us in the league prayer.
Please bow your heads for the Junior League prayer. We pray that we may never be so blind that our small world is all we ever see, or so supremely satisfied that what we are is all we ever hope to be. Grant us the joy of filling someone's need. Make us gracious followers. Make gracious those who lead. And more than all, we pray that down the years, we will remember there are always new frontiers. Amen.
Okay. So, this is a moment that I have been looking forward to for a while. And I want to begin by acknowledging how great of an honor it is for me to serve as the president of the Junior League of Baton Rouge. The desire to serve in this role did not appear overnight. The encouragement of friends, the selection by nominating, and the vote of the membership is not something that I take lightly. When I planned the year, I thought about what would inspire our members, not recognizing that the theme, Own the Journey, would become a mantra for surviving the league year. Your desire to continue to serve during a challenging time means so much to me. Thank you. I've had a few people say to me, Narisha, I don't know how you do it. You own your own construction company, you're raising a toddler and president of the league, and I'm honest about it. It's hard. I start my day with a to-do list of what I'd like to accomplish at work. Some of those tasks have unfortunately been on my list for a month. After a day of managing my team, scheduling with clients, and sending emails, I race to daycare to make sure I am not the last parent picking up her child again. I create another to-do list of what I need to accomplish when I get home, only for Kennedy to remind me that she is the woman in charge, and that while precious in her individual acts, bedtime will yet again be a struggle before I begin responding to emails, if I don't fall asleep. And then the guilt seeps in. I could have given more at work. I could have invested more in Kennedy. I could have given more attention to my husband, called a friend who I haven't spoken to in a while, checked in on my family, and the list goes on. And then I hear it. My league year theme lingering in the back of my head with a host of other scattered thoughts. Narisha, own the journey. For the league, that means instead of thinking about what will not happen as I've imagined it for the last year and a half, to instead celebrate what we would have never had the opportunity to do until now. While there had been discussions for years about holidays, market-making changes, circumstances pushed us to innovate and move to a virtual market. And so we were one of the first leagues to make that decision and inspired others to do so. In the past, there have been discussions about online trainings. In our first quarter of the year, we've conducted 12 trainings related to preparing members in their leadership roles, career management, marketing, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And while our sustainers lead towards traditional in their communication style, they have overwhelmingly embraced their first social, which will be a virtual wine tasting. And there's so many more exciting plans that we have for this year. Our expectations of each other is mutual, that we honor our commitments to the league while not expecting perfection, but rather thoughtful and purposeful action. The league is only a small portion of our daily lives and our work and our families. That's our priority. So there are moments in our lives where we want people to just really simply acknowledge what has taken place. And so for our members who are serving as caretakers of parents and grandparents, children with chronic illnesses, partners with health issues, we know that it's hard. The additional responsibility takes a toll that many do not see. Thank you for your daily acts of selflessness. I know that for many of us, we're wanting to continue to produce at work because COVID or the economy has placed our jobs under a bit more scrutiny than maybe they have in the past. For some of us, the many joys of parenthood do not negate the exhaustion you feel for pouring your energy into the next generation. For some of us, we have not learned the art of saying no. And so we have overcommitted ourselves in an effort to not disappoint, but then disappoint because we can't honor what we've said yes to. And we need to find that balance. And while 2020 could fly in the wind, there are some of us who are afraid to share out loud that COVID, while disastrous for others, is actually the kick we needed to make changes in our lives because we had become complacent. I know that along with many other members, I share the same challenges with giving of ourselves while also trying to make space for the many people who lean on us. We've created a vision for our lives that have goals around work and family, and our fear is that one day we will wake up and wonder what happened and how did we stray so far? Or worse yet, how did I check everything off the list only to discover that it's not what I really wanted? But if we look back on where we've been, what we have overcome, and what we've accomplished, whether we personally consider it a big deal or not, we will find that who we have become is amazing and enough. We will take our lessons about personal and professional relationships, mistakes from work, perspectives from our friends and family, and lean on our faith to continue to be intentional about our growth. We will acknowledge that none of us are perfect and be gracious to ourselves. And we will be equally as gracious and accepting to others, and especially of other women. Yesterday, the biggest smile on my face is when my daughter Kennedy screamed the title of our bedtime story for this week. The title is, I Am Enough. The last few pages is what I want for all of our members, and it reads, I know that we don't look the same, our skin, our eyes, our hair, our frame, but that does not dictate our worth. We both have places here on earth. And in the end, we are right here to live a life of love, not fear, to help each other when it's tough, to say together, I am enough. Thank you for owning the journey, and thank you for joining us in the work this year. Thank you. And with that, I would like to introduce Mimi Singer-Lee, who is chair of our nominating committee, to begin to share with you what this year could look like in terms of placements.
Hello and good evening. My name is Mimi Singer-Lee, and I am proud to serve the membership in my role as nominating chair this year. For those of you who aren't familiar with nominating, we are a committee of 8 active members and 1 sustaining advisor, and we help to place leadership positions for the league. In fact, we are placing positions now for next league year for 2021-2022. We are placing positions, leadership roles like chairs, vice presidents, as well as members for executive management and the board of directors. If you are interested in being considered for a leadership role for the next league year, please let the committee know. Now, you may be asking, how do I go about letting the committee know? Well, what we can do is you can go online to your membership homepage and you can actually complete something called an interest indicator. Now, the interest indicator is what tells us what positions that have spoken to you, that resonate with you, that you may want to fulfill next year. And you can put up to 4 of those positions that you are interested in. That's the best way for us to know. And if you're interested in a role that you end up are not selected for, then you can still update those interest indicators, and we will continue to look at those throughout the year to get a gauge on what other positions you might be interested in. And on your homepage, you will find also your timeline and the job descriptions. So it actually tells you which positions we're placing when, and a job description so that you can check out the position and see if it's something you might be interested in. Also on your member homepage is a directory, and we really encourage you to check this out because you can look at who is in certain positions, and you can always call the current incumbent and ask them what they think about it. What do they like? What are some challenges? What are some opportunities? Another way that we find out if you're interested in a role is the straw ballot. Now, the straw ballot is used for executive management and board of directors positions only. And they are open right now, and they are open all month until September 30th at the end of the day. This is a little bit different from an interest indicator because it actually gives you an opportunity to nominate others, and you can also nominate yourself, and it gives a little bit more information about what you're interested in and why you're interested in that role. This is an opportunity to nominate others. And thinking back about what Narisha just said about how friends supported her and giving her advice on taking leadership roles, that this is also an opportunity for you to think about people that may not raise their own hand and that may be excellent for leadership roles that we might want to consider. Also, though, it is time to own your journey. So if you are interested in a role, we want to hear from you, and we think it's perfectly fine for you to self-nominate. In fact, that's the best way for us to know exactly what you're interested in. So the straw ballots is the way to do that, and we will, that's our best way for nominating to see who's interested in executive management and board of directors. If you're not sure if you qualify for those roles, a list of names can be found on your membership homepage, and that will tell you if you are eligible. In addition to placing the leadership slate for the 2021-2022 league year, the nominating committee will conduct interviews with candidates for the position of president-elect. This is the only position for which interviews will be conducted, and it will be held on Sunday, October 11th. If that is a position that you're interested in, please be available for Sunday, October 11th, because that is when the interviews will be held. A lot of people have asked us what exactly do we consider when we think about placements for any of these roles. And we will tell you that it is a very, very thoughtful process. We think about those interest indicators, we think about those straw ballots, and we also think about other things like league experience, personal and professional experience, the strategic goals of the junior league, and where best we feel that you would be placed in this puzzle of junior league member leadership. If you have any questions, though, about pre-placed positions, the straw ballot, or leadership slate process, please reach out to the nominating committee. This year, our committee is Nikki Godfrey, Assistant Chair, Megan Cardero, Carrie Knight, Caitlin Boyd, Laura Mary, Katie Chabert, and Rhonda McMillan. Our sustaining advisor is Elise Greer. Thank you all, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will now turn it over to Holidays Chair Extraordinaire, Miss Erin Nugent. Erin, take it away.
Okay, hi for all of those who don't know me. I'm Erin Nugent, this year's Holidays Chairman. I have to say, even in these unprecedented times, I have really enjoyed leading Holidays in this wonderful committee and think we have really risen to the challenge. As you all know, Market is going virtual. As you also know by now, shopping online has become second nature to many of us. So I hope you will join us on October 9th through the 18th and support our merchants by shopping online at shopholidays.org. If you have not already, please go visit shopholidays.org. In the last few months, we have worked so hard to develop and launch this brand new website, and it is a one-stop shop. You can buy raffle tickets, purchase special events tickets, buy apparel, shop the online auction, and most importantly, shop our virtual market and support our merchants. I have some little assistants here to model our fresh new apparel, and I really encourage you guys to log on to shopholidays.org and buy some apparel. Not only is it comfy and cute, see these little tie-dye and gray shirts, it really helps us promote our beloved event. Plus the shirts are, they're very comfy. I wore mine today, and I got many comments from women asking me what was going on with Holidays this year, and I was able to promote that it's going virtual at shopholidays.org. So it really is an opportunity for us. Now for some raffle numbers. In order to achieve our financial goals this year and be able to continue to fund our community projects, which are so important to Baton Rouge, we have respectfully asked that each of you sell raffle tickets in lieu of an in-person shift and provided a peer-to-peer fundraising toolkit to help you. First of all, I have to thank each and every person that has signed up for a shift to sell raffle tickets. This is critical to our success this year, and I have loved seeing the league band together to support Holidays in this way. On the screen, you will see where we are in our overall raffle fundraising goals. As you can see, we have a long way to go, having raised only 10% of these goals. However, do not let this graphic fool you or scare you. Believe it or not, despite everything going on, we are on track with years past, since historically, the majority of our raffle sales take place now in September and October. So at this time, we have distributed over 6,500 Mercedes raffle tickets to members. And if everyone who signs up for this task completes their obligation, that amounts to $71,500, which, as you can see, helps us tremendously and makes a huge impact for the league. Really, every ticket counts, and I can't stress that enough. If you do have tickets to turn in, we ask that you please do so as soon as possible, because we have to manually enter those. And I know we are all ready to start seeing this graphic fill up, hopefully to the top. Additionally, I do encourage 7th and 8th year actives to sell Rolex tickets. As you can see, we need help there as well. So I should also mention that we have some awesome prizes for the top 3 sellers overall. We're doing a gift card to Zaza, a gift card to Target, and a locally sourced dinner basket that you can enjoy and cook at home. So I know these goals seem lofty, but I am really confident in our league members. If we all work hard this last month, I know that we can do it and meet these goals and support our league. Again, thank you guys so much for your efforts. You have no idea how much it means to me and the Holidays Committee. And on behalf of the entire Holidays Committee, I just want to thank you all for your help and support. And I hope to see you guys at the special events. As you know, we are still planning 2 small in-person events for which you can buy tickets online, shopholidays.org. Like I mentioned, Breakfast with Santa or Saturday with Santa is almost sold out. And Gala, I suspect, will be sold out soon. And both are going to just be wonderful events. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Jessica Gwen Johnson. Thank you guys so much. shopholidays.org.
Good evening, ladies. I am Jessica Gwen Johnson. I have the honor of serving as your 2020-2021 Membership Vice President. I'm here tonight to tell you that the League is listening to our members. We care about your wellness and your wholeness in more ways than you can imagine. We've heard that you're looking for something fun to do, and we are too. Did you know that there are psychological benefits to just letting loose and being silly? Being silly is seriously good for us. Numerous studies have shown that folks who laugh regularly are more likely to be healthy both mentally and physically. Having fun is a key way to relax, also letting our minds grow and wander. The human mind learns through experiences, so as we live moments, we learn from them also. Silliness also enriches relationships and brings energy to them. It adds humor and warmth to the mix and encourages others to loosen up. It lifts our moods, diffuses negative energy and tension. Surely that's a good thing, right? With this research in mind, our magnificent Membership Development Committee, led by the amazing Allison Reeves, have designed a night to let you bring out your inner child and have some fun. So how exactly do we plan to do that? With the Junior League of Baton Rouge's first virtual game night. A girls' night in full of games and trivia and just a time to sit back in the comfort of your home and have a good time with your fellow members of the Junior League of Baton Rouge. There will be a scavenger hunt, league trivia, door prizes, and of course, pandemic bingo. We've got to do it. Sorry. We are looking forward to this first social event of the year, and we want to be sure that you are a part of it. Allison and her committee are guaranteeing us a very good time. So mark your calendars now for Friday, September 25th, beginning at 7:00 p.m. and be on the lookout for more information to come from Allison and her team. Thank you very much, ladies, for all that you do for the Junior League and for our Baton Rouge community. Coming to you next is the incomparable Adrienne Owen Jones to tell us about our strategic plan.
Thank you so much, Jessica. I am Adrienne Owen Jones. I am your strategic planning chair this year. And I want to begin by saying thank you to the amazing Strategic Planning Committee. This group of women has been pulled together to really help guide the work that we're doing this year. So making a long-term impact requires work that takes place over years and goals beyond the vision of any one leader or any committee. So this is why we as a league are building this plan together. And our success depends on you. So, in addition to surveys, we will be holding focus groups, engaging in conversations across our new, active, and sustaining membership to really gain a better understanding of how we can best serve you and our community. You'll see that we are already making good progress. We've engaged the firm Success Labs to guide us in this work. Coming up, we will be really synthesizing the information that we've gained from you. We'll review all of your feedback and then get down to the kind of exciting work of setting some strategic goals that our organization will follow to continue making a strategic impact in our community and providing value to you as league members. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I am enthusiastic and excited about this work. Again, I'm extremely grateful to the committee that is working with us, and I'm really grateful to all of you. Our success truly does depend on your support and feedback. And so please feel free to reach out to me and share any thoughts that you have. So with that, I'm going to punt it back over to Narisha, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Adrian, and thank you to everyone who has shared thus far. I can't tell you how delighted I am to introduce you to Jan Broome. Jan served as the president of the league from 1993 to 1994. After serving as league president, she served multiple years as a league advisor. Our junior league is a member of the Association of Junior League Internationals, also known as AJLI. In addition to Jan's role as serving as league advisors, as a sustaining advisor, she's also served as a member of the AJLI board and as a sustaining advisor to the AJLI board. Jan's commitment to women, though, is not just with the Junior League. Many of you know her as the president of St. Joseph's Academy, another organization that is familiar with developing the potential of women. I'm delighted for you to hear from Jan as she shares her perspective in the Sustainer moment. Jan.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here, and I have to tell you, all the energy that's going on now and this journey that you're taking is so excited. So I'm so glad that you are where you are today. I want to tell you a little bit about my journey and how it impacted my life. And I want you to know that my journey really was in the Junior League was over a course of 30 years. Now, don't fall out your chair. This is what happened, when we were provisionals. You stayed in the league until you were 40. So I came in at 27 between child 1 and child 2. And at 40, if you were slated for a leadership position, such as president-elect or president, you continued on that journey. So I was a member of the league for a long time and then had the opportunity to serve at the association level. And I have treasured every minute of that. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I really discovered in these years with the league. Truly, I can say the Junior League is about its mission, developing the potential of women. And there are different paths. And my journey began when I was a provisional. We had to do a project where we had to make something for this dinner. And so you worked on the budget, et cetera, and everybody had to make something. And by the time I got up there to sign up for something, the only thing that was left was congealed salad. And 5 or 6 of us were making that. Well, I want you to know that when I went to the function, I looked at my congealed salad and I looked at the others, and I quickly just put mine in the garbage disposal because it really was not something that I was proud of. And I thought, okay, this maybe is not a path that I should go on because I really don't cook very well. And I had a wonderful mentor in the Junior League who said to me, Jan, there are many paths that you go on. You will discover your path. And thank goodness for all the women who can cook, who know how to put recipes together, because River Rose has been vital to how we have impacted our community through the millions that they have made. So every one of you has a path, and every one of you has a significance to the future of the Junior League. I want you to know my path was in community, and so much of my engagement were in areas of boards for the community projects, working on writing and publishing publications, doing future thinking, strategic thinking, serving on Leadership Baton Rouge because the Junior League nominated me for that. And so it really was, and today I serve on the Board of Regents for Fran U, which so much of what I learned and the impact that the league had on me, I bring that to the table everywhere I go. And I was proud to be the first working full-time president. And when I hear Narisha say that, back in 93, 94, it was hard to be in the junior league and do many of the functions if you worked full-time. And that was the reason my mom could never be in the junior league. So it was exciting to have that opportunity, but also to be somewhat of a trailblazer. And today, so many of us work and so many of us are part of the league. And we have many activities, whether you work or whether you're at home, you still have those opportunities. I want to tell you what I really learned and developed in the league in my years there. First of all, conflict resolution. Every day, whether you're on that committee, whether you're dealing with your household, whether you're dealing with your job, you deal with conflict. And I learned how to deal with it. And I learned how to keep the temperature down and how to move forward during conflict. I also learned to listen. And I want you to know that in the first part of my career, I received calls sometimes to say, and this is interesting because, again, it dealt with food, but that someone was not happy with what they were going to serve at a league meeting because they had asked the committee to serve something else. And she called me at night, about 9 o'clock at night, and it really was important to her. I understood, we listened, we made a plan, but something that seemed so small was really important to her. And that's what I think a value happened throughout my league career, is to listen, to value that moment because it's important to that person. I learned to collaborate. I learned to build a team. And you do that every day in your job, or you do that with your league committees. But I also learned to fail. And there are times that you do fail. And I know as women, at first it's very hard to fail because we take it very personally. But I had the support of people who said, Jan, it's okay. It's a disappointment, but to move forward. So throughout our life, we're failing, but I learned how to get up and try again, and you will succeed. I learned to take risk, and I am a change agent, and I love to change. I'm a future focus. I love looking at strategies that help us move forward, and to learn to take risk. And that was hard too, because it's hard in an organization to change, and it takes a lot of collaboration, a lot of building these relationships to do that. But the league really opened that door for me. I learned strategic thinking and everything that we looked forward to. What is the next step? What is the future? What's the league going to look like when I was president in 5 years, in 10 years? And I do that in my job today. I learned to embrace the community and to learn who the people are in our community and how we're all one, to be very inclusive in what we do. One other important thing is I learned the importance as a woman of mentoring. I learned that I had some outstanding women who mentored me and helped me along in my junior league career, but also in my other careers. And I think it's our job to mentor back. But I think that's a very special part of the junior league, is how we can mentor one another. When Narisa said I served on AJLI for 11 years, and my last service was as their vice president, what I also learned, and the league nominated me. So when I say the league opens doors, they nominated me, the local league, for this international position. And, I was accepted for that. And so when I ran, but I learned how we are part of a global world and how we impact all of our communities, in this case, 4 different countries. So it really has been a significant part of my life. And when they asked me to consider running for AJLI president, I had just been offered the position of president of St. Joseph Academy. And it was a hard decision because I love the league so much. But I really felt, this was God's calling me to another journey, which was how could I impact young women and develop their potential and make these women global in how they look at the world. And so it has been a wonderful opportunity for me. So again, many of those skills in those 30 years were taken on in my role today. So I'm going to leave you with what I believe is the heart of the junior league. It opens doors for women, and there are many doors and many paths and many journeys. It develops your skills at the highest level. And again, the skills I developed back in 1979 are so different from the skills to today, because so many women come to the table with the highest level of skills and provides opportunities for you. it is, to me, the most significant organization that mentors women and helps women move on. And to me, the Junior League lifted up our accomplishments. They were there to celebrate the successes. They were there to hold you when there were disappointments. There, you develop lifelong friendships. And I really encourage you to reach out in your committees and your relationships, because those women will be with you for life. And of course, you saw how one organization can have such a great impact on the community. So in closing, I want to say, I just love the Junior League. It is really the past 3 decades that I served there in a very active way. I learned training, I learned opportunities, I developed friendships, I invested in initiatives and embraced them. And I believe it is one of the most powerful organizations to develop women now and in the future. And I thank you, and I'm going to look forward to hearing all the great things that happen in the Junior League today. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to introduce someone, and that is Monique Scott Spalding.
Thank you, Jan. So good evening. I am Monique Scott Spalding, Training and Organizational Development Vice President. When we look at our members and we ask about their why, there are some answers that we receive. Members seek personal and professional development. They suggest topics related to diversity and inclusion, while others desire to seek leadership positions to build a better community. Our league mission is to develop the potential of women. We do this through dedicated training sessions, as well as meaningful experiential learning opportunities through league placements. After evaluating feedback from our members, leadership identified a need for more robust content and delivery to provide a stronger value to our members. We have expanded quality, content, and frequency while adding structure to the programming, including tangible takeaways. The training program strives to fulfill the mission and serves as a return on investment to our membership. There are a few components here on the slide of the new program. Engagement in the new training content will help our members with resume building, cultivating key competencies, and preparation for leadership, not only in the league, but also in the Baton Rouge community. Even members with robust professional experience will have opportunities to learn and grow. We will share more in the coming weeks. Register on your member homepage to join us for topics related to advocacy, budgeting, wealth generation, emotional intelligence, along with many other topics to build new skills and to cultivate competency in communication, leadership, nonprofit management, and governance. Share with us suggestions to build our toolkit with engaging facilitators as we support you on your journey. Stay tuned for innovative sessions to explore personal and professional development, and also to learn some engaging social networking strategies. Join us. And now I'd like to return the mic to our wonderful president, Narisha.
Thank you, Monique. And also, Jan, thank you for your wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you for taking risk and for being a change agent. It is something that all of us can embrace in our personal and professional lives. Thank you for sharing that the league opens doors for women. And our hope is that everyone will look for those doors and walk through them. Thank you, Monique, for sharing the exciting training opportunities that we have coming up in the league. I hope that all of you will take opportunities or will take the time to participate in those trainings as it relates to you. And we have an exciting, robust curriculum, and it really is a great time to participate in the league. In our general membership meetings, we like to stay connected to what is taking place in the city, as it is where we perform many of our community projects. The city's been a supporter of the league for a long time now, and especially of our event holidays and the renting of the River Center for its facilities in the past. And so it made sense for us to absolutely invite Mayor Sharon Weston Broome to speak. I'm delighted to introduce to you Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome, who is a friend of the league. She served in the Louisiana State Senate, representing the 15th District from 2005 to 2016. She was elected in 2016 as mayor of Baton Rouge. Last year, she joined our meeting to provide a state of the city, and we've invited her to do so again. So thank you, Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, for making time to share with us. And so without further ado, our mayor.
Thank you so much, Narisha, and good evening, everyone. Has it been a year since I spoke to you all before? I tell you, I can't believe how the time just has gotten away from me in particular in terms of so much going on. But I just want to thank the Junior League for inviting me to be here to provide you with an update on our community. And I will tell you that I have been listening to the presentations, and I have been enriched listening to the various comments. So thank you for allowing me to join you this evening. You know, this year, I don't have to tell you, has presented a season of adversity to East Baton Rouge Parish, from the ongoing coronavirus pandemic to economic uncertainty to moments of civil unrest and hurricane season. Our community has weathered it all. And through a spirit of great resilience, we have worked to own the journey, if you will, and reimagine the future of our city and our parish. Now, I'm sure that we all understand what that looks like. We have all had to do some reimagining. Families across our community have had to reimagine their daily lives, turning our kitchen tables, many into classrooms, many parents and workspaces, reimagining the way we connect with our family members and gather with friends, and learning how to coordinate our daily mask with our outfits, and finding innovative ways to greet friends and coworkers, whether it's through elbow or fist bumps. Since 2017, this is where I have stood as the mayor president of our community, reimagining the potential of East Baton Rouge Parish's future and working to create a community that is stronger than any adversity that is thrown our way. Over the last few months, we have made significant headway in creating a stronger and more resilient community. In early March, I convened a team of medical leaders from our local hospitals, clinics, and urgent care centers that worked with me and my Mayor's Healthy City initiative to discuss the measures our community needed to take to protect our residents and prevent Baton Rouge from becoming a hot spot. And let me take a moment here to note that East Baton Rouge Parish does not have a public health department like many other cities do. The hospitals and large clinics in our community stepped in and stepped up on a volunteer basis and helped us set up the first community testing site in the state. And we later went on to establish a second site at Our Lady of the Lake North. In the beginning of this pandemic, testing was not widely available. And while our MOSEP testing sites have since closed, we have worked with our hospitals, our clinics, our federally qualified health centers to establish over 40 testing locations in our parish. Now, I recognize that this pandemic does not solely affect our health. It affects every aspect of our life. This is why the city parish has worked with community partners to collect PPE, to provide for our first responders, our healthcare providers. We've donated 50,000 items to our school, and we've raised nearly $300,000 to support our locally owned restaurants. Our response to the coronavirus pandemic has heavily relied upon leveraging our partnerships to best meet the needs of our residents. But this practice is not new within my administration. I will tell you that in 2018, I commissioned my Mayor's Healthy City initiative to gather data, implement a strategic plan to address health inequities in Baton Rouge. That resulted in our joint community health needs assessment and joint implementation plan, which fosters an alignment across different sectors of our community, such as community development, health, housing, and employment. And so by aligning these sectors, we can reimagine a healthier future for East Baton Rouge Parish through creating opportunities for partners to work collaboratively to improve health, prosperity, and equity in low-income communities across the capital region. So it's not enough to address health alone. Our city parish government, our community partners, and our residents must own the journey and work together to address all of the factors that contribute to the quality of life in East Baton Rouge Parish. You've heard me talk about our Move EBR program, where we are reimagining infrastructure and transportation through that program. It's the largest infrastructure improvement program in the history of Baton Rouge, and it will improve congestion, make our roads safer, and invest millions in our local economy and create thousands of jobs throughout the course of the program. Now, for the remainder of 2020, Move EBR will have $46 million in direct spending, with $85 million awarded for 30 new contracts, spending dollars and putting money into the hands of businesses in our community when they need it the most. Now, I know you've heard time and time again over the years about light synchronization, traffic light synchronization. Well, it is becoming a reality, I will tell you that, with our Move EBR plan. We're going to connect 470 traffic signals by fiber optic cable, and all of the signals will be managed to improve traffic by 10 to 50% throughout our parish. And in August, we broke ground on phase 1 of the 72nd Avenue Sidewalks project. So we are making progress with our Move EBR program. And we're also making sure that in the process of reimagining our future, that we make sure that we sustain and support our local economy with our small businesses. Nearly 80% of our local economy consists of small, locally owned businesses. And of these businesses, 41% are owned by minorities, women, and veterans. And so we are working to make sure that we award and open up opportunities for more contracts to social and economically disadvantaged businesses more than ever before. And one of the ways we've done that is through our Move EBR program. You know, let me just say this. I don't think any of us, when we entered into 2020, we thought that we would have a global pandemic, that our nation would be in the midst of civil unrest. Well, we might have thought we would be praying that we wouldn't have a hurricane, because hurricanes are part of our culture. But certainly we didn't think that our meetings, your annual meeting, would be a virtual meeting. So things have certainly shifted in 2020. But let me just say this, I firmly believe that there are better days ahead for us. I really do. And while we have challenges in our community, I believe it is incumbent upon us, those individuals who are like-minded, who share those common goals, to move forward, not focus on the challenges, but focusing on the opportunities that stand before us. And I believe that it's organizations like the Junior League, our faith-based organizations, other NGOs, coupled along with business and government, that together we can help shape and frame and reimagine the new Baton Rouge going forward. I believe there are so many who will use this moment to see what we can be in the future, how we can shape our future here in Baton Rouge. I believe that now is certainly the time to connect ourselves, to work with one another in a very intentional way, so that we see these challenges as opportunities and possibilities. And so before I close, let me remind you, because I know all of you have filled out your 2020 census form, but guess what? There are a lot of people in our community who have not completed the 2020 census. And we have to make sure that every resident counts, because there is so much attached, as you well know, to the census. It secures our federal representation, our federal funding, and a variety of other resources for the next decade. It takes about 10 minutes. So would you encourage your neighbor, your friend, find out if they have completed the 2020 census, and they can merely go to visit my2020census.gov to be a part of that. And in closing, let me just say that we face challenges, no doubt, and adversity on our journey. I'm sure all of you can testify of challenges and adversities that you've had on your journey. I know that I have. I was listening to Jan earlier, and I think we're kind of both baby boomers, and so I could tell a whole story. I could write a book of my journey of leadership. But one principle that I have adhered to is that as long as we demonstrate our care and concern for others and keep our eye on the prize, I believe that we will all, it strengthens all of us. And of course, for me personally, my faith leads and guides me. My faith in God leads and guides me on my journey. And so I believe that we recognize this is an opportunity. This moment is once again an opportunity for us as a community to demonstrate our resiliency, an opportunity to reimagine the community around us, and an opportunity to shape the world into a better place. Thank you for your contributions to making Baton Rouge a place of peace, prosperity, and progress for everyone. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Sharon Western Broome, for joining us today. Thank you for your leadership in Baton Rouge and for remaining so focused on our community. Your leadership is absolutely needed and appreciated. And with that, we have a few announcements for you to take note of, and I ask that you listen to all of them until the end. The first one is related to voting. Something we would not have considered in the past is virtual meetings being an acceptable forum for meetings, but different times call for different measures. So our current bylaws state for in-person meetings, we have a motion that is out for vote for our members to amend our current bylaws to add virtual meetings as an approved format for meetings and functions in addition to in-person meetings. We ask that you log into your member homepage and vote, as voting is now open. As it relates to COVID, we are currently adhering to guidelines in phase 2 for COVID. This means for the moment that we are still not meeting in person. We're hopeful with the next update from the governor that there will be a little bit of change in guidelines, but we ask that you stay tuned to that. Next, as it relates to our league headquarters, we have recently changed the door codes and the alarm code for the league office. We ask that you contact your committee chairs and ask them for the new door codes and alarm systems that you will need to enter the building. I want to make sure that you have both of those because many of you do not know, but this is the fun part of being president. If you hit the wrong alarm code, Certified Alarm Systems calls me and Tristy and asks if we should send the cops. And since we want that answer to always be no, be sure to get that information from your committee chairs. Next, our annual goals. So you heard earlier from Adrienne Owen-Jones, who shared that we're working on the strategic plan for the league. This is focused on what we do long-term for the league, and that's largely the work that the board of directors focuses on. As part of executive management, Tristy makes sure that the team and our members of the league are executing on what those short-term goals are for this year. We have annual goals related to each of our areas: community, financial, fund development, marketing, membership, and training and organizational development. Please be on the lookout for us to continue to share those in our Your League Lately and to receive that information also from your committee chairs. We appreciate your commitment to all of us accomplishing the goals that will better our league, not only for this year, but also our league moving forward. And finally, meeting credits. Of course, you know that we ask our members to have 5 meeting credits each year and that they can be collected through trainings or by attending our meetings, whether they are your area meetings or your general membership meetings. So of course, this is one of them. If you haven't already, we ask that you please leave your name in the chat function so we can make sure to collect your name and assign you meeting credit. Finally, I want to say again, thank you for joining in on the meeting today. I hope that you've enjoyed your first meeting on StreamYard for the Junior League. Your time is appreciated, your ideas are welcome, and I look forward to the time when I can see you in person, and thank you for your service. Thank you, and have a good night. Meeting adjourned.